Alright guys, welcome back. Now let's find out what type of girl Sarah is. I knocked a few times, but nobody opened. Maybe she wasn't at home. Suddenly, the door flew open with a crash.
Gosh, what the actual... Wait, are you the detective?
Seems like it, miss.
Oh, hell.
You already know?
Audrey called me, but she was too agitated to tell me what exactly happened. But basically, yeah, her husband is dead, right?
I nodded and told her everything we knew so far. I told her about the thing with the window. If she was shocked by the news, she didn't show it. She just took another sip from her glass and stared at me. It looked like she couldn't care less.
So who did it?
That's what I want to find out.
Oh, I see. You think I did it?
Right. I didn't say that. I just wanted to ask you a few questions.
I didn't know him that well. I usually spend my time with Audrey. She didn't want him to be part of our girl stuff.
Still, I have questions. It's just routine, you know.
Okay, shoot.
I couldn't help but think that this was kind of an awkward wording, but I didn't comment. What should I ask her for? Where have you been today?
I spent the day with Audrey. I'm sure she told you.
Well, yeah.
We shared a taxi, and after we dropped her off at her house, I went home.
Makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, it does. She called me shortly afterwards.
Thank you.
What else? I'm sorry to be so personal, but
did you have an affair with the victim?
Me? I barely knew him.
No need to get all defensive. It was just a question.
And I just answered, no. Okay.
That girl should have had a temper. That's all. Thank you for your time.
Just catch that murderer.
Afterwards, I decided to go to the park and keep a lookout for Ellen. I've been told she and the victim would go jogging together sometimes, and they've been in the same yoga course. The park wasn't that big, and I was able to find a woman which could be her. For a moment, I tried to keep up with her. She was much more athletic than me. She introduced herself as Ellen, but she kept running. When I broke the news, she stopped, though.
He's dead? Who would do this to him?
That's what I want to find out.
You're saying he was pushed out of the window?
Well, apparently.
That is so horrible. I cannot imagine what his wife is going through right now.
She's shattered. Ellen fell silent. I couldn't read her face, but she seemed to be in shock. Can you tell me something about him?
He was always so calm and quiet. He was so easy to be around with. Actually, that's why I chose him as my jogging partner.
I see.
He was very reclusive. If I hadn't dragged him to the yoga course, he wouldn't have had the courage to go there.
That yoga course.
It's on Saturdays. He was the only guy in our group.
I understand. Did he have contact with someone else from that group?
No, I don't think so. He'd always stick with me. Could you think of anyone who could be the murderer? No, absolutely not. That was not very helpful. Also, it was getting very dark, and I still had another place I wanted to visit. Thank you for your help. That was everything? Will you find the murderer? I will. And yes, that's it for the time being. If you need me, I'll be here over the weekend. I'll make sure to contact you again. Thanks. It was getting late, and my last stop would be that nightclub. I wanted to know what kind of guy that Rob is. It was loud in the club, and it took me forever to get to Rob. Some security guy thought my badge was fake. What a prick. You wanted to talk to me, detective? Yes. Can we talk somewhere quieter? Sure thing. He led me to a closed area. Finally, some silence. That should be better. I'm sorry to be the bringer of unpleasant news, but I told him about his best friend's death. God, how I hate doing this. He listened to me carefully. His expression didn't change at first, but then he cried. He cried a lot. It was his best friend, after all. I cannot. Take your time. I know this is hard. Who would do this to him? He'd never hurt a fly. I will find out, I promise. But first, I need you to answer some questions. Sure, anything, man. What should I ask? How was your relationship? His wife said you were best friends. Can you confirm that? Yeah, we were. He didn't have many friends, though. I heard. Sometimes he'd visit me in the club. He was not a very outgoing person. He just did it for me. What did you do in your... Well, the usual. Watching football, working out, playing video games. I cannot believe we'll never see each other again, man. Where have you been today? Have you seen the victim today? I was at his house, or mansion, more like it. His wife was out, and he asked me to spend some time together. Can the staff confirm this? I don't think anyone saw me. It's Friday, and so there's only Kane there. He was probably cleaning some room while I was there. I'm sorry. Now, I knew that at least 3 people were there. Audrey, Kane, and Rob. When you left, he was still alive, right? What are you implying, man? Of course he was. I wouldn't kill my best friend. Sorry. I just had to ask that question. You work in this nightclub? Yes, it's kind of hard sometimes, but it pays the bills. He always wanted to help me with the club, but that's not really his cup of tea. He'd be better off in some office. He's always so shy. He was, gosh. Thank you, that's it. You can find me here if you need me. I work here every day, even when the club isn't open. I actually have to work for my money, unlike other people. Whoa. Where did that come from? I'm sorry, man. I shouldn't have said that. I just don't know what to feel right now. I guess I'm just angry. You'll hear from me. Please, find the murderer, detective. I will. I had some leads. I knew I could finish that case quickly. In fact, it only took me 2 days. I sure wasn't it an accident. Someone killed him, and I knew it was one of them. Audrey, she seemed devastated, but maybe she knew more than she would let on.
That cleaner, Kane. Is that stuttering and anxious behavior just an act? Ellen, the sports enthusiast, a guy doing yoga? Don't get me wrong, that's totally fine. But maybe he had other intentions than just staying fit. Rob sounded kind of jealous. He has to work hard for his money, and maybe he was envious on his bro's lifestyle or his wife. I didn't know much about Sarah yet. Audrey made her sound like her typical rich girl. I called it a day. And we are going to call it an episode. We will find out what's going to happen tomorrow. And we'll see you next episode.